Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Let me just start off by saying happy new year. Oh my god, it is the year 2025. Oh, mind blowing. Well, happy new year guys. I hope you enjoyed the holiday season. This is officially my first video for the year, and honestly I can't even believe it. I am so excited for this year because it just feels different. I know I say this to myself, especially at the start of every new year, but there's just something really special about 2025, and I really cannot wait to see what 2025 unfolds, because I know that it's going to bring great things, beautiful things, just a whole different chapter in everyone's life, not just my life. So I am actually manifesting the same for yourself as well, for you guys. I just feel good vibes and good energy from 2025. I wouldn't start off posting on this page, on this channel, without talking about rebranding for the year 2025. It's one topic that is relatable for everyone: how to be a better person, how to tap into a higher self. There's usually that topic on the table for everybody, and that's the reason why I always like to start off this year talking about this topic. Speaking about rebranding yourself for the year 2025, it's going to be a little bit different from how I spoke about it in the past videos I have made. If you're watching this video, if you clicked on this video, if this is an area or a topic of interest for you, you're not a beginner to this topic. I know there are people that might be a beginner to rebranding their self or rebranding their identity, but for the most part, we all know what rebranding means. We all know what it's supposed to look like. We all know what we typically want to be, what we want to look like, but we just don't know how to get there. We just don't know the steps that we need to take in the right direction to actually achieve that goal. So for this video, I'm going to talk about rebranding in a way that at this point, if I am going on that journey right now, considering the fact that I've done this like one too many times, the Lucy that you're speaking to right now, honestly, it's not even the Lucy of December 2024. And I'm just being honest with you. I have done this so much to the point that right now I consider myself a whole different person. I just realized I'm not wearing any earrings, so I need to just pause this video for a second and go and wear earrings, because this is just diabolical. When I think about rebranding your identity or rebranding yourself, especially at the start of a new year, where this is the main goal or this is the main point for the entire year, I always think about rebranding yourself from the inside out. Typically, people think about rebranding from the outside, so the physical look or the appearance. For me, and what I generally recommend, is to think about rebranding from the inside out. It's not only about how you look, your style, your weight, your skin, your face, your body, all that stuff, but mainly about how you feel inside, because for the most part, how you feel inside is what's reflected outside. So you can go ahead and plaster so many things on the outside, wear the best things, go to the gym, get your body done, do whatever you want to do with your exterior. When your internal is not right, it will never look good. There will just be something missing, and that's just the truth. And whenever I started thinking about rebranding myself, from the very first moment I told myself I needed a rebrand, I needed a new identity, I always thought about starting from my mindset, like the mental work, how I needed to think, how I needed to see things, the perspective, like my inner self, my soul, my heart, my head. I wanted to really touch on those because that really helps me even stay focused on the process. It helps me stay consistent, and also helps me believe that this entire journey is achievable, because if you don't have the right mindset, even this journey will not even go as planned or the way you want it to, because you don't believe that it would, if that makes sense. And when we talk about mental mindset, the framework of it all, I always like to think about, what are your limiting beliefs? What are the struggles that you have mentally? How do you relate with people? What are your ideas on situations and things? How do you handle your emotions? Who you are, what you do, the way you think, is that the right way to actually think? That's the first thing you should look at when you talk about rebranding. Am I thinking the right way that I should think, especially to live a happy and fulfilling life, despite how I look or how my exterior is, how my physical is? You want to have the right mindset. When it comes to rebranding your entire identity, you're touching on every area of your life, whether it's your career, whether it's your relationships, your physical appearance, your style, and all of that. But you need to have the right mindset and attitude to actually hit the nail on those different points in your life. I don't see any rebrand or reinvention as complete if you haven't touched this area. How you control your emotions, how you deal with anger, how you deal with rejection, how you deal with fear, how you deal with failures in your life. You need to think about those things about you that is not so nice, and we all have those things. Don't let anybody fool you. Nobody's perfect. We all have areas of our lives that needs to be looked at, needs to be talked about, needs to be changed. That's the first thing you table. What makes this video so exciting for me, why I really want to talk about rebranding for the year 2025 and moving forward, is because I'm doing it a little bit different this year. Like I said, I'm talking about it in a more advanced level. I've gone ahead and created a whole rebrand kit or tool for you as well. I didn't want to just come in here and speak about the points, but I also wanted to give you something that you could also start with, because that's also how I am doing it, how I have been doing it over the years. But it would be nice for you guys to also, you know, have that. And when I say start by dealing with mental framework, I want you to have that visualized. I went ahead and created a rebrand planner by myself, sat down, took my computer, just the same way I would do for myself. I did it for you guys with the different steps that we're going to speak about in depth in this video. So you could also use this video as a guide when you get the planner. You're able to follow step by step. It makes sense. I also included a guide. So basically this video in a written form, very short, very beautiful, very sweet, straight to the point. I put it together for you guys nicely. So I'm going to have that linked as well. I'm pretty sure you're seeing it on the screen. I'm just going to give you a preview of what it looks like so you can follow along. Use this video, watch it over and over and over again. Share with your friends as well, just in case you want to do this as a challenge with your friends. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so I have it linked below. Honestly, it makes your rebrand journey smooth, easy, sweet, straight to the point. With the guide, you're able to always reach back to that. Obviously, you still have this video, but you're able to use the guide that I included in the planner to guide you through what needs to be done when it comes to this journey. When you have your attitude right, your mindset right, your behaviors right, your character right, all these limiting beliefs, all these areas that you've been struggling with mentally, when you have it on lock, it is so easy to deal with every other aspect of your life. A lot of times when you think about rebranding and changing your life and changing your story or changing your identity, you can actually achieve it. All of us, 100% of us out there can achieve it. But there are a lot of blockages, things that are stopping you from actually achieving those things. Sometimes, which majority of the time, it is in your head. It is just that push, the right energy, the right mindset or motivation to get you to actually achieve this person or this new identity. That's the reason why I keep saying, and I'm going to continue saying, your mindset and your mental, it is the most important piece when it comes to rebranding your identity. The moment you start to question the image that you painted, oh, that is a recipe for disaster. From that moment moving forward, nothing else will go right. Your approach to discipline is a very huge one. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of work when it comes to switching from who you were to who you want to be, because you have to give up so much. You have to let go of so many things, habits, things that you're used to, familiarities. You need to let those things go. So discipline is one aspect within your mental and mindset framework that you really need to sit with. But when you already have this down, what I typically like to do is rewrite my identity. You look at the point that you are right now. Obviously, there are things that you want to change. There are things that you don't like how it looks. There are things that are not sitting right with you. There's a higher self, a better self that you would like to get to, right? So I always sit down and write that picture. When I tell you I write that picture, I detail it out. And in my planner, you see that I have room for you to be as elaborate as possible. Write it all down. How she looks, how she speaks, her routines, her friends, her relationships. What does her social media look like? What does her social circle look like? How confident is she? I want you to be as detailed as possible. Look, this is the only way you can get everything out of your head right in front of you. You can think about it. You can have the feeling. You can have the urge or the craving to actually change your identity or rebrand yourself. But if you don't have it written down, if you don't have a clear picture in front of you, you might not actually action it. But when you see it the actions right in front of you, it's always so motivating and easy to actually follow through if you pour your thoughts into words. In life, not just rebranding, when you think about something, when your mind is spiraling, when you're feeling uneasy, when you put your thoughts down, it's almost like you lift the burden, you take the weight off of you. You actually pour your head down. You can actually see it. It helps me step out of myself for a little bit and actually look at the problem I have in front of me. It's the same thing for rebranding. You cannot have these thoughts about this woman that you're trying to be without actually writing it down. If you're going to get my planner, which I highly recommend because it's actually easy for you to just get on with, I gave you good 8-9 pages, if I'm not mistaken, to write down. Write everything down. Don't miss out on anything. And then when you write it down, I want the next step to be to visualize it. I love digital vision boards. I love vision boards in general, to be honest. My vision board for the year 2025, I actually even made it back in November or early December. That's how much I love vision boards, because I love to look at it every single day. And this time around, I actually printed mine out, because typically I'd have it in my phone as my screensaver. But this time around, I printed several copies of it. I have one folded in my wallet. I pretty much have my vision board for 2025 everywhere, because this year I'm not playing with you guys, and I hope you guys are not actually playing as well. I created several pages, 2 or 3 pages on the planner. Feel free to explore on those pages. Go ahead and visualize this woman that you have written down in this 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. I want you to gather pictures from Pinterest, Instagram, just everywhere. Put it down in your vision board. Don't limit yourself. That's one thing about rebranding. I want you to be as realistic as possible, but do not limit yourself. You know who you feel in your heart that you were created to be. You know your purpose. You know what you have the cravings and hunger for. Do not limit yourself. Every little detail will come in handy when it comes to manifesting this identity. Now, when you have that vision board down, what I like to do is go ahead and set my goals. My goals for this rebrand journey. Now, what are the goals that I need to put in place to actually achieve this identity that you have written down in the first step? It's so important to write this down so you know the work that needs to be done, the action steps that you need to take. And again, on my planner, you have that where you can put as many as you would like depending on what you're trying to achieve. For me, I feel like it's the most crucial part of this journey, because you can visually see the action plan from your side, step by step. It could be losing XYZ amount of weight. It could be finally learning French. What are the goals that you need to achieve to reach that identity? When you're done writing this down, the 4th step in this process is actually looking at those goals and creating a to-do list / routine from them. Now, this again is a very crucial part, because this is actually actioning those steps so you're able to achieve the goals. You need a visual representation of what needs to be done so you're able to meet up those goals. Actually creating a skincare routine if you're trying to get better at skincare, or your new identity involves you taking care of your skin more, or actually creating a maintenance routine, or getting a therapist. Whatever it is that should be your to-do in that list, or a routine that you could actually create from the goals, is what should be on your to-do list. And what I like to do is put a deadline. It's a much more advanced way to rebrand, but to be honest, I feel like it's the best way. Even if you're just a beginner, not having a deadline gives you the free will to be relaxed. And this is not to say that you shouldn't rest. I'm just saying that if you're serious about your rebrand journey or changing your identity, always have a deadline. You should always have a challenge in front of you that you have put down. By XYZ, I should have transformed myself, or I should have achieved this goal. Rebranding or rewriting your story or your identity isn't really overnight, depending on the heights you're trying to get to. But I like to play around with challenges like 30-day challenges, 60 days, 90 days, depending on you. But I highly encourage that you give yourself that deadline. So you really need to think about this thoroughly. This is the reason why I actually encourage a planner, because this is something that you really need to sit down and think it through. Ask yourself several questions before you start this journey, and during the journey as well. You need to sit down and think about, what can I change in my life? Like, what are the habits I need to get rid of? What are the things things I need to change in my day-to-day life? Who do I need to cut off? What association or community do I need to take myself out of? Who do I need to unfollow on social media? How do I create what I see? What lifestyle changes do I need to make to get to this identity that I'm trying to get to? Your to-do list should also include cutting off people that don't serve you, getting away from situations that have not been serving you in the past, will definitely not serve you in this new identity. Frame your life into the life of your dreams. All those things that don't align with that journey should be on your to-do list. What are the things that you need to do to actually achieve the person that you're trying to get to? Now, it doesn't matter how long you extend this journey for. You could do it for the whole of 2025. You could give yourself 30, 60, 90, whatever amount of days challenge, like I said earlier. It totally depends on you. I did a whole 360 with my life at some point. This person you're seeing right now, honestly, if you watch my videos or you've been on the channel for so long, you would definitely see a change. Previously, I didn't used to see the change, so I really didn't know how far I had come until I went back a couple of times, watched my videos, my old conversations with people. I read them over and over again, how I used to speak, how I used to respond, how I used to carry myself years ago, completely different from who I am right now. Even my approach to friendships, relationships, everything, family is very, very different. I feel like I'm more structured, more empathetic, honestly, more empathetic. I'm at a point where I'm more grounded. So that took a lot of work. It took a lot of rebranding, rewriting my story, revisiting my mindset, my emotions, all of that. And I highly recommend that you do that. If not, it'll be hard for you to get past certain stages in this journey. Have your planner, always have it with you. Make sure you're checking it every single day, checking and seeing what needs to be done, what hasn't been ticked off. Is the reason why if you get my planner, you'd see the box at the side and you take it as a goal. The more you get it done, the easier it gets. One of the biggest things that helped me during my journey, and also just in life, I've spoken about this a lot of times, is affirmations. Motivating yourself, speaking light into yourself, speaking things into existence, telling yourself good and nice and sweet things. Affirmations and manifestations, the most powerful things, you have no idea. I tell myself before any big decision that I want to make that pretty much scares me, I tell myself I'm built for this. I was made for this. This is my purpose in life. I will excel. I will succeed. And the more I tell myself this, the fear reduces each time I say it. The fear just goes away. I find myself being energized to do that thing, being strong enough to do that thing, pushing myself a bit more to get that thing. So affirmations and manifestations, a huge part of living happily, achieving your dreams, you know, getting to that finish line. One thing I love about this video is I'm not just telling you to affirm, I'm now giving you the tools to actually do it. And I did go ahead and create 390 cards, affirmation cards, different categories when it comes to mental health, relationship, life, everything. I sat down, wrote 390 affirmations, and the reason why is because I wanted one for each day in the year 2025, which is so different. But honestly, like I said to you, 2025, I want to do things a bit different. So when I'm telling you this is what I want you to do, I want you to also have the opportunity to have that tool straight from me, right? Is the reason why I sat down and I made this 390. It was gonna be 365, but I got too excited, honestly. So I'm gonna have that also linked below with some samples on the screen. I highly recommend that you get that. These are printable affirmation cards, so there will be no physical card, you know, delivered to you, but you just print them out and use them however you'd want to use them. People come to me and like, oh, they run out of things to say or words to say when they're affirming. Don't worry, I got you. Because one thing about me, I never run out of things to say. It's the reason why I intended to make 365, but I made 390. I was gonna add 10 more to just make it 400, but I was like, okay, that's doing too much at this point. But anyway, I'm gonna have that link below, so I highly recommend that you also get that, because that also would help you. You guys, if you use this affirmation card, please tag me. Whatever identity you have in front of you, whoever you think you want to be and you're trying to get to, is 100% attainable and achievable. Don't let your head deceive you. Don't let what you see online or what society says, what picture is painted about certain identities. If that's what you truly want, it is achievable for you, okay? As as long as you believe, as long as you affirm, and as long as you're putting in the work, you will achieve it. Again, I'm going to have all of these, the planner and everything is going to be linked below in my store. I do have a Shopify store, so I'm going to link that Shopify store down below. You go ahead and you can get the planner, you can get the affirmation cards. Just to mention, because when you go on that Shopify store, you're also going to see some merch that I have put there as well. I do have merch that I would really love that you guys also get as well, because I love the design. Playing around the design, I really got my creative juices flowing, and then I decided to make something really pretty for my girls as well. Well, girls and guys, if you love the design, I would be so grateful if you buy the merch. I have a tote bag, I have a hoodie, I have a sweatshirt, and I have in a few colors as well, different sizes. I'm pretty sure you can find your size. I'm gonna have those linked below. I highly recommend, and let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Follow me on my socials, Instagram and TikTok, and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.